Hello YouTube, it's Namalo here. It is November 15th, 2016. A few days ago I did a video entitled Urgent Message to Anti-Trump Protesters. You are stepping into a George Soros trap. And in the comment section someone had written about wanting to see some more Craigslist ads that are from these different organizations asking for paid protesters. And I did a little bit more digging and I found some interesting stuff. So here's some more Craigslist ads here. And one thing that's kind of funny here, we have this picture of a seemingly grassroots organic protester here, but looking further into the Open Society Foundations, which is run by George Soros, we see the same woman here that shows up in these pictures in the protests. Okay, and in this article it says, obviously no one is disputing the fact that there are millions of people unhappy with the election results. Neither is there any doubt that thousands across the country are protesting genuinely out of emotion and desires to express their discontent. But what's important is that these people realize that they are playing right into the hands of an establishment agenda that doesn't have America's best interests in mind. So I did a little bit more digging and I found this here on LiveLeaks, this Seattle ad for hiring full-time organizers, fight the Trump agenda. And I took a look at this number and this name here of the organization. And yesterday when I was doing my research on the 14th, I found their website. I went to their Contact Us directory and it had their full, co-directors and everything. And today it's gone. But yesterday when I looked, there was the full directory, and I did a little bit of research on some of the top the directors in the company, and the one that came out with some interesting information was a Mr. William Daley, or Bill Daley, who of course now is not even on the contact list page. It's mysteriously just gone, but it was there yesterday, and it still is in the Google cache. So we can see here washingtoncan.org, and this was the first name on the list, and right under that name of this lady here, Mary Leniguin, there's a Mr. Bill Daley here, which, like I mentioned, nothing on their Contact Us page anymore. And but anyway, so who is this Mr. Bill Daley, and how does he relate to everything with Soros and everything? Well, if you look him up on Wikipedia, here he is. He's an American lawyer, former banker. He served as White House Chief of Staff to President Barack Obama in 2011-2012. Okay, Secretary of Commerce. He's also the previous Executive Committee of JP Morgan Chase & Co. All right. He's pretty tight with the Clinton administration, Obama administration. Okay, and so he's one of the guys in the swamp there, the revolving door between the banksters and the bureaucrats here. Okay, so he was one of the co-directors on this Washington Community Action Network, who is putting out ads, okay, to do these protests. All right, but we know what's the connection to Soros. Well, I did a little bit of digging too with that, and here's a article from 2014 about George Soros's giant globalist footprint in Ukraine's turmoil. And so it talks a lot about the Ukraine situation here in 2014. But then we find Daley come up in, here we go, Mr. William Daley, one of the billion oligarchs who benefited from the Ukraine's crony privatization program is Viktor Pinchuk. So he goes on to talk about him. But then he says, besides Soros, U.S. participants have included Bill Clinton, William Daley, Obama's White House Chief of Staff, Robert Zoellick, Bush's trade representative, then president of the World Bank, Newt Gingrich, and Condoleezza Rice, to name a few. Democrats and Republicans, CFR globalists all. So this Daily guy has a link to the wonderful Mr. Soros. And we know that Mr. Soros, who organizes MoveOn.org, is funding these protests. And looking at the Seattle Craigslist ad from this Washington CAN organization, who also has Daily on their board of directors, is also hiring people as paid protesters and possibly provocateurs in these anti-Trump protests, or as I like to call them, anti-democracy protests. So again, to all of you protesters out there, great. You want to protest? I think it's wonderful. Protest, be nonviolent, do your thing. But remember, you're also playing into a very evil globalist agenda, and you should really, really do your homework before you get swept up into this emotional frenzy and go out there and do your thing. So anyways, later.